Okay, thank you. So I am now in this directory, course intro kit, git materials, 5 branches. And I will go to the directory for the very first exercise, which is one merge OK. So there, one merge OK. And then inside that directory, I have the one of our repository. So recipes is a git repository. So I can do git status. For example, I see, okay, I am within a repository on a so-called branch fixed recipe with a clean working tree. So there are no changes in my working tree or directory that are not committed. Nothing is staged either, as there are no changes. So the very first exercise is to merge 2 local branches. So let's see which branches we actually have in this repository. So I can do that with git log all to list all branches. I can use graph to have some delimiters between different commits, 1 line for 1 commit per for 1 line per commit, and then decorate. So add some delimiters. Actually, I don't have any delimiters. Why? Okay, that's because everything is more or less linear right now. Okay, but I have 2 branches. So there are 2 references to branches. It is the master branch and the fixed recipe branch. And then so the history of this commit is linear in the sense that since I have created a fixed recipe branch, which is from this commit here, I did not have any new commits on the master branch. So and I will highlight why this is particularly important when we want to now merge these 2 different branches. So what I want to do is to merge the fixed recipe onto the master branch. But then for that, I actually need to check out or switch to the master branch. So I do that. We switch master. So now I am on the master branch. I can do a git log again. Let's please wait again. I see that now the head has been moved from the tip of the fixed recipe branch to the master branch. Okay, but now I can safely merge this. And it's always good idea to do a git status before you merge or check out. So I will just do that to show best practices. So now the master branch is also clean, and while I meant the working directory is tree. It is clean. Actually, it was already before. So this was a bit overflowous, but now so I will merge fixed recipe into master, and then the command to do that is git merge, and the branch I want to merge into this one. In this case, fixed recipe. So git merge fixed recipe. And what the give outputs is that, okay, the method for merging or the algorithm for merging that Git has chosen in this case is fast forward. And then it also told me that the head has been now updated. This is what it means, and it has been updated from 82 to FC. So actually, let's show git log again. So what happened is that the head has been moved from the tip of the master branch, which was before the merge at that commit, to this new commit here. But then the question is, okay, but why did the merge not result in a new commit? And the answer is very simple. It's because since we have added this new commit on the fixed recipe branch, there were no new commits on the master branch. So then when we wanted to merge these two branches, the only thing that Git needed to do is to just move the head from the tip of the branch with the commit A22 to this newer commit. So this is a special case of merging branches when again master had no new commits since the fixed recipe branch was created. Okay, so that was it for the first exercise. So now let's see another case of merging branches. And this is going to use a different algorithm. So this is exercise 2. And then let's see, it also has a repository which is called recipes. So what do I have in this directory? We have a cake recipe. I'm going to do it with status. Again, so clean working tree. That is great. Now git log all one line raw decorate, and you may notice that the order is not important in this case. So there are all different options for git log. So I have now again two branches, the master one and the fixed recipe branch, and then the head is pointing to the tip of the master branch, so indicated by this arrow here. And what I want to do is to merge. So let's see. I want to merge the fixed recipe branch onto the master one. So then if I want to merge fixed recipe, I should be on the master branch, and indeed I am. I could also use git branch to see the branch I am on. So indeed I am a master. And then I can attempt to merge the fixed recipe branch onto the current one, so onto master. And then I am being prompted with a commit message. And I'm going to accept this commit message. So then the output that I got is okay. Git has managed to merge these two branches automatically, and then it has picked up the old strategy. So it's just an algorithm for merging branches. In ORT is quite similar to recursive, which some of you may see as an output instead, and different versions of Git actually use different strategies. So until some times back, the recursive strategy has been the default one. Now it's the ORT one, but I would say unless you have a very good reason to change the strategy, then you should just use the default one. So it's not something that you have to think of a lot as a beginner of Git at least. Okay, but now let's inspect the commit tree again with git log. So then I see that, okay, so before I had these commits. Now, as a result of the merge, I have a new commit, and this new commit, so it's the child commit of the FC and 4A commits, and it's a merge commit. And now also, well, the head has been moved. So, sorry, what was I saying? So yeah, the head has been moved to this new merge commit, and then also the tip of the master branch. So the important difference between the merge that we had before, which was a fast forward, is that we have a new commit, and the reason for that is because after the fixed recipe has been changed, then we did have a new commit on the master branch. So in order to incorporate changes which were introduced in both of these two commits, then Git actually had to introduce a new commit with changes introduced in both. So fast forward is only possible if master does not change after the other branch is created. Okay. Now let's look at a case when we actually have a merge conflict, and that would be exercise number 3. And then let's see, that is also called repository, is also called recipe. So I have a cake recipe again. So let's do a git status first and see our working tree that is clean. I am on the master branch. I will use git log again so that I see all branches. So then, yeah, again, similar to the previous case, when I have 2 branches. In this case, they are called master and metric. And what I would like to do now is to merge these 2 branches. So then I'll try to see, let's see, which one should I merge into to what? So I should merge the metric one into the master branch. Okay, but then I need to make sure I'm on master. Yes, I am on the master branch, and then do git merge metric. Actually, I'm not going to, let's see. Maybe I should show you, yes, before I do the merge, I'm going to show you how the file looks like in these 2 different commits. So then hopefully the conflict is going to be clearer. So then let's assume I want to see how does the cake recipe file look in this master branch. So git show master, and then the name of the file I want to inspect, cake recipe. Okay, it's a long file. And then I could similarly do the same for metric, but actually this is such a long file, so maybe I will also use git diff for this. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see changes this way. So then let's do git diff. Let's see, which one should we take? Metric, master, and then again, if I want to compare a certain file, then I also put the option -- and then the name of the file I want to check. What was that? Cake recipe. Yeah. txt. Okay, so there are actually lots of changes. And for example, in this line here, 7, I have definitely conflicting changes. As the same line is different in these 2 different commits. I also have the first line, which is different. Not the first line, I mean the first ingredient listed, is different in this commit. So I do expect that the merge is going to conflict, but let's actually confirm that. So then, again, I want to be on master, yes, and then do git merge metric. So the name of the branch I want to merge into the current one. So git tells me that, okay, the auto merge did not work. There is a conflict. So I should resolve this conflict and then try to continue the merge. So then what happened is that Git has modified my working tree and has edited the cake recipe txt file to highlight, okay, what were the differences of the files in these different tips of the branches, and added these delimiters for the lines that that are conflicting in the different branches. So it has the limiter, then and then the lines that are different in the head, which has been the master, and then lines from the other branch that have been conflicting. So then what I need to do is to decide, okay, what should actually be the content of this cake recipe. Then let's see if I had some suggestions. Okay, no suggestion, then we get to decide. Well, in this case, actually, the problem is that I had both metric and American measures. So I am going to go for the metric one. So cherries are still there. So I am removing lines again. Use your preferred editor and add the lines as you think is best for your repository. What is very important is that you do remove these delimiters. So these have to be removed. So then let's see, mixing. So this coffee powder was not there in the metric one, but I would like to keep it. So then I will remove these, and then I'm going to change these. And then again, remove the delimiters. Okay, so I think I am happy now with this recipe. I'm saving this. So then again, its status shows me that I have these modified changes in my working tree. But before I attempt to continue the merge, I actually have to stage these modifications. So I need to do git add and cake recipe. And then let's check if they are actually staged. Git status, yes, does tell me that, okay, the changes to be committed. So if I do a git commit, then it will incorporate these changes. But actually, it's a merge commit that I want to do, and because we have attempted the merge before, the command to use is git continue. So git knows that we had already attempted to merge the metric branch onto master. And by adding this option continue, I'm telling it that, okay, use what continue to sorry, continue the merge that I had defined previously. So that is the metric branch onto the master one. And again, I'm going to be prompted with a commit message. And by default, it's something like merge branch, and then the name of the branch that I want to merge. And I'm happy with that commit. I could add additional comments here. So let's say that I kept the metric system, but also the coffee powder, I think it was. So especially if there was a conflict, you may want to explain to your future self or to others why you have chosen a different file function, or why you went for certain changes and disregarded others. Okay, so now what do I have? Let's do git log here. I'm gonna go up and copy that. So now I have this child commit again. So it's a merge commit of the master and the metric branch. Okay. So that was it for merging. And one comment I'd like to make here. So don't be afraid to actually play around and introduce conflicts in your branches and try to resolve them, because it's going to be easier. I mean, if you play around with these exercises, and then that will also help you, I mean, decide what not decide, but give some experience on how to merge future conflicts. Again, if you at any point would actually want to abort merge, because let's say that you have both you and your coworker have developed the same function but it does actually different things. But the name is the same or whatever. I mean, it's maybe important that you actually sit down and discuss on how branches, how you want, which changes you want to incorporate in your merge commit before you do the merge, and then you can abort a certain merge with git. I will just write it, but okay, in this case, of course, it's not going to work. Is git merge abort. So if you attempted a merge, you got a conflict, but then you have no idea how to resolve it, or you don't have enough time to solve that, then you can do git merge abort. Okay, now we'll do an exercise on rebasing. So let's see where I am. I'm in exercise 3. So now I will go to 4, and that also has a directory recipes. So I have a cake recipe. I have 2 branches, master, fixed recipe. And then what I would like to do is to rebase master with a new branch fixed recipe. So then, in other words, I want to add the commit. I think it was one commit only. Yeah, it was one new commit on the fixed recipe, and I want to add that onto the master branch. So then what to do? So let's do a git status first. Okay, clean directory, that's great. So then I should do, I need to be on the branch that contains the commits I want to rebase onto the master branch. So I should git switch or git checkout to fixed recipe. Okay. Okay, now I'm on fixed recipe, and now I want to do a rebase of these commits on fixed recipe onto the master branch. So then git rebase master. And then, so what happens with our commit tree? Let's see that. So now I do not have this commit 6c anymore. This commit has been rebased. Instead, what I have is a new commit on the master branch. So this 2a1, which incorporates changes that were in, sorry, no. There was no new commit here. That was an old one. So let's see what is going on. So yes, it did drop this commit. Okay. So I wonder if the reason for that is because there were no changes that one should actually introduce. That could be. Let me see what I wrote in the solution before. So yeah, sorry, this has been surprising. Yeah, actually, in the solutions, I also noted that that there is no new commit, and I think that is because we could have a actually. I think because the changes, let's see. Let's do a git show, no, or git diff of this commit and this one. And then check this file, cake recipe, and see if they were. Okay, this is Snowdrift. So let's see, what was it? What was the change that was introduced in this commit? I'm going to do a diff with the common ancestor of these two branches. So then I see that what was introduced or the changed is the number of eggs, and then that I should have kept the same. Okay, then if I compare what was the master and then the common ancestor, then okay, I had the only, yeah. So in this one also I had the same change for the x, and then I had another change that was this snowdrift. So then because I already had this change in the number of eggs on incorporated in this commit here, then basically the change introduced in this fixed recipe commit did not have to apply as it was already existent. So then I did not get a new commit when I did the rebasing. But it did clean up my commit tree, and I have this linear chain of commits. And then, of course, also most important is that the branch reference has been moved. But again, I mean, that commit has been dropped, although no new one had to be introduced because the changes that I had in the commit 6C had already been incorporated in the master branch. Okay, so now let's go to another rebase exercise, recipes, and then I am going to show you how you actually get into a conflict when you try to rebase two branches. So I have a cake recipe. I am on the master branch. And then I have again a master and metric branches. We have some other exercise. So what I want to do is to rebase the master branch to the metric branch. Well, actually, what I actually do want to do is to rebase. So add the commits that are on this metric branch onto the master one. So then what I need to do is to be on this metric branch, and then in the end, I mean, add the commits from metric onto the master one. So then I should check out to metric, and then git rebase the branch I want to add the commits onto. So then rebase onto the master one. So then what happens is that Git will go and see, okay, what is the common ancestor of these two branches? Is this commit? Okay, which changes have been introduced on the metric branch with respect to that ancestor? And then in this case, it's only one commit, so it will be, well, one set of changes. Then apply this set of changes on top of the tip of the master branch, in this case D. So all changes that were introduced in this commit here with respect to the common ancestor will be applied on the tip of the master branch. So then I get a big conflict. So Git is telling me that that it cannot automatically resolve the application of changes in this onto the master one. So I have to decide on my own how to resolve these. So again, I'm having a modified cake recipe in the working tree. So I'm going to add this file and try to resolve this merge, this rebase, which can be seen as a merge on my own. So then again, I have the delimiters that help me identify which parts of the file, in this case it's only one file, which parts of the file are conflicting in these two cases. So again, I have some metric and US measures, and I have some additional coffee powder, so I'm going to keep that, but remove the American metric and keep the the American measurements and keep the metric one, and then keep these instructions for the coffee powder, and then remove these as I have done previously. So I do want to both keep the metric ones and the coffee powder. So in this case, I actually took a little bit of both. So I still have unstaged changes in my working tree. So the next thing to do is to stage this using the git add, and then continue the rebase. And the way I do that is git rebase continue. So then let's do git status again, just to see, yes, and then do a git log, so then you see how it looks like before and after continuing this rebase. So I had these I have these two branches, and then git rebase -- continue. I'm prompted with a commit message, which is already good because it means that I have solved the conflict. There are no issues now. So I can add again additional comments if I want. Also, I can write also kept the coffee powder. And then again, I have a new commit on the metric branch. Actually, why? Yes, that is correct. Sorry, I have a new commit on the metric branch, which incorporates the changes that were introduced here. Now, if I want now to bring the master branch up to the latest commit. So I mean, in other words, merge these two branches. Then what I need to do is to git merge metric into master as well. So actually, I should git checkout to master. So just so that I am clear, so the rebasing is not going to change. Is not going to change the master branch. So let me actually show that in the figure as well. Yes. So this is the situation we had in this exercise is similar to this one, with the exception that bug fix is our metric branch. So then after the rebasing, then the head is still pointing to a branch reference that has the same name of the commits that we rebased from. So bugfix or metric in the exercise case, but the master stays the same as it was before the rebase. So if I want to merge these two branches and actually incorporate these changes onto the master one and actually move the commit or I'll move the tip of master to the latest commit, then I have to merge these two different branches. So rebase is not taking care of that on its own. So then I have to do git checkout master and then do a merge of the metric branch onto the master one. So then I am going to end up with a fast forward algorithm, and that is simply because as it was here, there were no commits on the master one. Actually, I'd better show it here. So there were no commits on the master branch since we had this new rebased commit on metric. So how does the commit tree look like in this case? So the commit has been kept unchanged because it was a fast forward merge. So the only thing that Git had to do is to move the head reference, but the head reference now points not just to metric but also master. So now master is now so the tip of master now coincides to the metric one. Okay, so then let's go back to the exercises. So then that was the last one. Yes, that was the very last one. So then we can stop the recording and